Hello and welcome to a Rogan Board game. I just recorded the entire intro for this fucking game, and I wasn't recording. So I have to do this intro all over again. We're a minute 30 into this game. In the top right corner we have Superbird, a Rogan Board member, and on the top left we also have Soul Frost, another Rogan Board member. Sometimes the Rogan Board people will get together and play StarCraft 2. We try to help each other out, improve each other's games as much as possible. What this video is going to do, hopefully, is shine some light on what these people do wrong, and hopefully you can take some of the tips that some of the weaknesses that these players show. Hopefully you can take that into your own game and improve the way you play from simple, basic things like that. So we see this Zerg player taking 15 hatch, and what you want to do if you take a 15 hatch is put an Overlord over your base, so that you can see bunkers being placed down. We see the SCV getting taken down by all the drones. That's fine. I guess he caught it, so it's worth it, I guess. We see this block going down here. I don't really play too much on Tal'Darim Altar. I have this map vetoed in 1v1. But it is a longer map, so maybe we will see these players play a longer game. I just watched them play a game on Arid Plateau, which is actually a smaller map, and the game went on for about 40 minutes, and it was quite interesting, and I was able to help them out, I think. We see Zerg going for kind of a late pull. I think that was like 16 or something. Kind of interesting. Usually you go 15 hatch, 14 pull. So we'll see what he can do with that. I'm not sure he's done 0 scouting, but somehow he's sending all of his overlords over here. And maybe he will turn them around after he sees that there's a Terran here. Okay, stops that one. And he scouts the front and sees a barracks and 2 depots, and that's about it. And that's all he's going to see, because Marines are out, and they will kill this overlord before he can see nothing in here. So a problem that we have for the Zerg right now is both players are at 400 minerals each, which is bad. You don't want to have 400 minerals at 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. You need to spend your money on fucking anything. Like, he had 400 minerals. He's putting down a factory now, which is fine. You can spin that gas. You can tech up. We see him going double factory now with 0 scouting. All he knows is that there is a hatch here and that the Zerg is here, and that's it. He doesn't know when the expansion went down because his SCV got killed over here, and he's done 0 secondary scouting. So what's he doing? He's placing down a bunker, and he's putting down 2 factories. Now, for Terran, this is completely acceptable. This bunker will hold pretty much any pressure that the Zerg can put out, so this is fine by Terran. What is Zerg doing? We have 1 drone here. Let's see what this is. Not completely saturated, almost. 3 harvesters there. Roach Warren, blind Roach Warren. All he knows is that there's barracks here, and he's taking a hidden expansion over here. Probably because he doesn't want to break the rocks here at this third. What you can do is actually put your hatchery here and mine kind of long distance, and then just break this, place another hatchery, and then you have a macro hatchery here. So that's what, if you need to expand here, you don't actually have to take this since this is super far. If you look at the distance between the second and third, that is horrible. That is bad. That is really far. Hard to defend. If we take a look at the harvester count, we're at 22 to 24. Not so bad. Our Terran player still is not taking expansion, and we see he is now going for Blue Flame Hellions, which is fine and dandy because this Zerg is going for blind roaches. So if he can get some roaches out, that'll do fine against the Hellions. And it's really funny because I told these players to scout last game because they did 0 scouting, and if you look at this game again, they are both blind. They are both doing 0 scouting. He could at least try and send this Overlord in. If he sent it down here, it would be it would catch these 2 factories, and you would see something researching. He wouldn't be able to see tanks, so it would either be tanks with siege mode or Blue Flame Hellions. Roach is not so great against tanks, and great against Hellions. So here, he now sees its Hellions. What does he do? Does he make a bunch of roaches? If we take a look at the production count, no, he's actually going for banelings, and he's got some larvae here, and he's got money for roaches, and he's got supply for roaches, but no roaches. No queen here, and he's got 3 larvae sitting there. Let's see, no larvae there, and he's got a bunch of larvae here. Queen with 40 energy. Could inject. Is there a queen here? There's no queen here. We have one queen on the map at 8 minutes into the game with 3 hatcheries. That is bad, people. If you're playing Zerg, you need to have a queen at each hatchery. Look at this. If we take a look at his hotkeys right now, he has one thing hotkey. That is 5 roaches. That is these roaches right here. What you need to do is put all these hatcheries either on a separate hotkey. I suggest... if you're going to do separate hotkeys, I would do like 5, 6, and 7. And what you can do if you do that is put the queen into the hotkey as well. So you're going to hotkey the hatchery and the queen together so that you can click 5, 5, and it'll go to the queen, V for inject, and then click on the hatchery. So you go 5, 5, V click, 6, 6, V click, 7, 7, V click, and that's how you inject all your hatcheries really fast. Right now, he's kind of behind on hatcheries, you can tell, because the queen has energy. It should be really close to 0. You want to inject every time you can, unless you're putting down creep tumors. Then you'll get gaps in your injects, but you'll still be low on energy. You don't want queens with energy. We still have 0 queens here. We take a look at the harvester count. 51 for Zerg, 28 versus Terran. That's okay, I guess. This Terran player really should have an expansion. He does have this second command center or orbital going towards the natural now. Another tip: you always want to land that mule before you fly it wherever you're going to go. So next time you build a command center and then you turn into an orbital, go ahead and drop that mule into your main and then pick up the orbital, fly it over. You always want to do that. That's better than what he's doing now. So again, still no queens here. That's huge. If you're a lower league player, let's say, I don't want to insult any gold players, but if you're a gold player that doesn't make queens at your bases, you absolutely have to. That's very important. You cannot get away with not doing that. So he's going for a spire. Off 3 bases, let's see, I think he has 6 gas, so this is fine. This is okay, I guess. He really could have more drones on... This is oversaturated by, what is that, 7? Looks fine. That's perfect. And this is not saturated at all. Again, if we look at the supply counts right now, we have 75 for Terran and 79 for Zerg. Right now, at 11 and a half minutes into the game, Zerg should be a lot higher than Terran at this point. If we take a look at the harvester count, I was just looking at it actually. 62 for Zerg and 37 for Terran. Not so bad. I do see this Terran using his energy on his orbitals. For the most part, this one has enough for an ability. Last game he wasn't really doing that, and I told him you need to keep that energy low on your orbitals. And if he did that, then he would I could almost guarantee him a league promotion and just using that energy, because it's so useful. Not only in supply blocks for the race supply, even though it's not as good as mules, which are really, really good. Just using that energy, keeping that energy low, even if you're a Protoss player and you have chrono boost, even chrono boosting, keeping that chrono boost energy low will improve your play. It'll increase your timings. It'll make them a lot better. So if you feel like you're not using that and you're watching your replays and you're noticing that you're not using your energy on your orbitals, or you have high energy on your queens, or you have a lot of chrono boost energy, fixing that, which is a part of macro, which a lot of people will agree that macro is the most important part of the game, and you can get to higher leagues on macro alone. Fixing those things will improve your play more than, say, learning how to counter something. Countering things is... it doesn't matter when you have so many more units. Let me put it that way. So now we have a lot of mutas, a huge gang of mutas coming through, and we have 1 turret, and that's it. Let's see what happens to this. All these tanks are going to die for free, and this should be GG actually, but I think I got quite a few things out. Quite a few things out for players in this game. I don't think there are enough Marines. We see some turrets going down, but those are not going to finish. These mutas are not upgraded. And honestly, this Terran should have expected this. I don't play Terran. or Zerg a whole lot anymore, but honestly by this time you should expect mutas, especially if you've done next to no scouting, and we see he's done no scouting. The map is completely blank, and you can't play like this. You have to scout. You have to know what the other player is doing so that you can play accordingly. And like I just said, I know that kind of paradox or whatever, because I just said fucking countering things isn't important and it's all about your macro, but when you're macroing, you have to know what to make, I guess. So assuming that you're macroing as hard as you can, and you're not macroing as hard as you can if you have 100 energy here and 69 energy here, that's not macroing as hard as you can. Being a Zerg player and having 4k minerals, not being maxed, having 82 energy on this queen, 111 energy on this queen, 54 on this one, idle drones here, idle drones here. That's not macroing as hard as you can. So when you're macroing as hard as you can, that's when you need to worry about what do I need to make, because I have to counter. But really, this is basic gameplay. You have to scout. That's the most important part of the game. Not just where did they spawn. That's sure you need to scout where did they spawn, but it's more than that. It's not just okay, that's where they are. Whenever I make an army of Marines and whatever the fuck I'm gonna build without scouting, who knows? I'm gonna go attack. I'm gonna A-click in that direction. It's so much more than that, and you have to realize that. So here we see these stores trying to defend off these mutas. Don't think we're going to see a magic box. We are going to see a lot of clumping here. These mutas could go down. Not enough repairs. We have another Thor here. And we see a GG even though he has this other Thor. And that's game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys can get something out of this. Hopefully I didn't just say a bunch of shit that you guys already know. Maybe if you're above, I don't know, Platinum League, you probably know all this stuff. But hopefully for the lower league players, they can hopefully watch this, take something out of this for their own play, and use it. Thank you. This is txNexaS. Peace out, Rogan Board.